Folks, I don't know about you, but I like looking at data. I like looking at actuals. I don't like opinions, even though I guess all the time. We have the one and only Beth Traverso here to show us what happened in February of 2023 in King County
Yes.
and residential. So, Beth, anything else you want to say? Who
Yeah.
do we give
So I
credit to
want to
for this?
say, yeah. So that is King County, Washington, which basically is Seattle and Bellevue areas, right around the Seattle metro. And yes, thank you for the reminder. The data is compiled by and published by the Northwest Multiple Listing Service, which is basically our MLS. So it's straight from the source, no spin or fluff. It just is what it
Just
is.
the data is the
Great
data.
numbers, right?
I love that. No opinions,
I
no
know.
right, no
Yeah,
left.
I know. And I like opinions too, depending on who they come from, but
Yeah,
you're the spreadsheet master. I'll give you that. But yeah, let's take
there
a
you go.
look here and see. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna share the screen here.
This ought to be interesting.
Yeah, let's
Because
take.
February last year, that was really the start of the run up, right? For King
Yes, it
County?
was. February last year was nuts, and so
Bananas.
we
Yeah.
had, in my east side area, it went up 189,000 or something in 1 month.
Oh my goodness.
Month. So anyway, so what we're seeing now is just what we talked about in a previous video, where because we had that crazy run up where
Beth, any chance you can make this bigger? Do you have that little
yeah, let
button
me
where you can
see.
make
How do
this?
I make this bigger? Let's make it
See the
bigger.
plus? Yeah, there you go. There you go. One more
How's
time.
that? Is
Much
that
better.
better?
Thank you. Much
Okay.
better. Thank you.
Good. I know this is little numbers and it's hard for people to see, but we'll talk through it a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, so a year ago, I think you got to put these numbers in context. And so a year
Mhm.
ago, typical house would come on the market every Thursday. Everybody would wait to see what the new listings were for the week, and they put their running shoes on and decide which ones they were going to, or grab their swords and go to battle and see who would
Right.
win the house, and then they would lose and try again. And so winning offers were about 20 to 30% over list price, all contingencies waived, huge non-refundable earnest money released directly to the seller. This is what we're comparing to now.
Mhm.
And so once rates started bumping up, then prices started correcting last summer. So all this run up that we had last year corrected, and then now we've been holding relatively steady more or less since about November.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing, we're seeing the negative numbers compared to the insanity.
Well, there's a couple
Curve.
things, right? You have a playlist on my channel. You told people this were coming, and you told them February would be the start. So I knew what these numbers were going to look like
Yeah,
coming in. I'm actually more interested in the listing column.
I know. Look at this. So what I found interesting here is over here on these first two columns, the February 23,
Exactly.
versus new February 22. Look, fewer new listings coming on.
Everywhere.
Seattle, fewer. North King, look at this, like not even 100. And then East Side was where I am, 886. Like we thought there was no inventory last year. Now there's 384 new ones compared to 586. So it still is showing positive year over year for the total active, because you got all these old ones that have been hanging around for 120 days that are adding into the mix
I want
here.
to ask you about this because Omar, again, who I speak to before I speak with you, he was starting to see expireds and withdrawals start to tick up, really expireds. And are you starting to see that? Because again, I think there could be a lot of wish pricing here. Like, hey, we'll take $1,000,000 if we get it, but we're not selling for a penny less. I don't even think those are real listings, but they count
Right.
nonetheless.
Yeah, those mostly got flushed out a little while ago for us. I'm
Okay.
not seeing that much. And so what we're seeing now is people are going back to those old listings that have been on the market forever and
Mm,
snatching those up too. So
got it.
that's what's going on now. And some of those are coming back on the market now. I have seen a few like, oh, I wait, like, oh, new listing. Oh, wait, no, it's not a new listing. That's the same old one we saw
Yes.
before.
Yeah,
So
we saw that first.
not
Yeah.
fooling anybody. Did they drop the price? No, they didn't drop the price. Okay.
Got
People
it.
are quick to move on. Buyers are savvy. Most agents that are busy are savvy too, and all that
So,
information's out there. You can see the listing history.
yeah,
So,
I just love this spreadsheet. So I'm going to the bottom of the spreadsheet.
for
Um,
all King County.
so the first two columns, you're down new listings for February. So February, you're down 30% roughly, maybe 35% new
Feeling it.
listings.
Yeah.
However, active listings are up 100%, or I guess 130%, which means your days on market has to be exploding.
Yeah.
I would
So
think.
it's interesting. We've got the two, like the this split. So you've got the new listings that are hot that are selling in a few days.
Right.
And that's what we're seeing more. Like if something comes on now where it's like priced right, looks great, wonderful area, people are going to jump on that. And those are selling right away. Or
So
you got
your
these
new,
ones that have been on the market for 4 months, that didn't correct
yeah.
fast enough. They didn't do the
Mhm.
prep work. Those are the ones that are hanging around. So,
Yeah.
and those are bumping our days on market higher to it's closer to 30 days or so if you average it all together, if you put it all in the same pot.
Yeah, right. When you put it all in the soup, it just makes a
Mhm.
big broth. So again, I'm looking kind of apples to apples. So new listings down, call it 35%.
Mhm.
Active inventories up 130. Pendings are down 20%.
Yep.
Close about even. Okay, so 10%. Right.
Yeah.
So people are
There's
still
a lot of
buying.
variation here if you look at the different segments. That's why it's important to know each little micro market.
Yeah, that's really it's funny about close being roughly even
Hmm.
because last year was bananas
Yeah.
and this year 7% interest rates.
In my area, east side, it's down 21%, which is pretty significant,
It's
right?
actually well
Some might say it's a crash, but
the
I'm
column
not calling it a crash, but
but the column I'm looking at, you're up 6% on the east side. You're 269 versus 252.
oh yeah, Chafer closed, a number of
Yeah,
closed.
so
Yeah, I was
you
looking at
sold
price over
more
here.
homes this year than last year. I would not have guessed that.
No. A lot of them are getting snatched up now though, because there was a lot of houses that were in great areas, like blue chip neighborhoods that have always been really high demand that just got really cold all of a sudden, like somebody just poured ice water on it.
Yeah.
And then now people are coming back like, whoa, wait, I can buy a house in Bellevue for this price. I'm on it, and those are getting
Yeah.
snatched
So
up now.
that was so what I hear you saying is November and December were really bad. People woke up in the spring selling season. Because again, I would not have guessed East Side had more closed in 23 than 22. I don't think you would have either.
Mm-mm. No.
That's wild to think
What
about.
shows me, East Side has been kind of like the canary, so to speak. Like it seems to be getting everything first.
Okay.
And so I'm watching this because we may end up
Interesting.
that part's going to heat up before any other segment.
Okay.
Um, just my thoughts.
Yeah, no,
And then
yeah.
yeah, so like on the east side too, it's like here's our median in February
And
20.
for the record, I would call that a crash. I mean, anything that's
Yeah,
over 20%, I would
if
say
you want
East
to use
Side
that
crash.
measuring stick, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that price correction happened a while ago. We're just seeing it in the year over year numbers now. So
No,
because we're looking year over
and
year.
again, we said this was coming. You
Yeah.
always called out February of last. When people are coming in and offering 100, 250K over asking and releasing deposits, yeah, that's going to distort the numbers.
So really what we're seeing now, if somebody lists a house at say 1.2, instead of it selling for 1.5, it's selling for 1.2, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Which
It's
should have
like
been
we're
the
not
number the whole
seeing
time.
there's no the run up. It was the buyers that were driving that. The
Oh, of
buyers were
course.
running it up. And then they stopped doing that. And now, even if there's multiple offers, what I'm seeing because I track what's selling every single day, like each house, and what I'm seeing is the houses that are selling with short market times are selling pretty close to list price. If a house is listed at say 1.4, it might sell for 1,385,000 to a
Mhm.
million 430, somewhere in there, like maybe a little over, maybe a little under with the new listings.
So,
The new
what? Do me a
hot
favor.
ones.
What can you tell me about Southeast King?
Southeast King, that's where our starter homes are below the median, the
Interesting.
most likely to be FHA.
Yeah, the reason I went there is that was the one that was 24% below on closed transactions
Hmm. It's
because North
interesting.
King is up 23%.
Hmm. There's been a lot of fluctuation on that from month to month. It's been pretty volatile with those numbers, I've noticed.
You know what? Something we might want to prepare for next week is I think you have the last 3 months of these.
I do. I've got them in front of me, but I'll make it so I'll put it together so we can compare.
Yeah, next week I'd love to do like a January, Feb, or maybe a December, January. And if you have November, we could throw that in.
Yeah,
Again,
I can go back as far as we need and I can put them all together in one.
let's do
One.
November, December, January, February for next week.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
just want to see how and it's this chart.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
again, full
Yeah.
credit to
Northwest multiple
Northwest
listing.
Multiple Listing Service.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. So again, if you were to summarize King County again at the bottom, prices are down 6%. So that's a correction.
Yep.
Um, Activity on closed is down 10%. Pendings are down 20%.
Yeah.
Actives are up over 100%, but new listings. So again, the new
Yeah.
inventory is not coming, but days on market are expanding clearly.
And way down here in the corner, Mike, I want to point out 1.34 month inventory. So,
But that's up.
it's up. So last year it was actually like 1 week of inventory.
Yeah, it was like 0.2 something. It was
The lowest
crazy.
I've absurdly low. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like,
one might
yeah.
say that inventory has exploded, our months on market has months of supply exploded.
Your
It's
month,
like
Beth, your
1.34.
month of supply is up 500%.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to say is like this gives us some interesting look at the past and maybe gives us an idea where the future is headed to. But it also is going to vary a lot neighborhood by neighborhood and house type to house type. So, but yeah, this fascinates me. I always love this chart because it's there's always a few surprises in here every month. So.
Yeah. This is amazing. So, Beth, I appreciate this. I look forward to next week when we look at
Yeah,
4 months in a row, because I think that will be
do it.
very telling, especially when we went through the coldest of cold, November, December, and we'll see
Mhm.
where, if it's thawed out the next 2 months. But where can people find you, Beth?
Yeah, so the best way to do that is to go to my website, bethtraversogroup.com, or just reach out to me through the One Rental at a Time group on social media. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.